Greetings YouTube, welcome to 0AD Newbie Rush. I am Jim Cogan. You see, we start paused this week. This means we are back to what we do best. We have 4v4 action. It's our first chance to see some proper players. Not just me, you'll be pleased to hear. I've had 2 weeks of me playing Alpha 24. This is our first look at Alpha 24, hopefully with some really good exponents of the game, not my feeble efforts. Hopefully that will be the last you see of those for a while. You never know. We still have no mods available, which is a bit of a bummer because it does make life a lot more difficult. This is the first commentary I've tried to do without so much as the F-God mod telling us the populations. So I'm going to be relying on having to flip into each of the civilizations to see their individual population, or the summary to see how many they've raised or how many they've killed. It's going to be a bit weird, but hopefully we will have mods back very soon. I'm hoping the monitor mod with the big populations in the top of the screen over in this area, because I find that so much easier to work with than the F-God mod. But let's see what we've got. We have a large mainland map. It's a snowy biome. We have 8 good players, and we'll start the action and we will go through them all and we'll see how it goes down. Here we go. So starting over here, Team 1 in the north. We have 4 players on Team 1. In the red, kicking it all off. I can't pronounce this. It's what do you think it is? It's a plow on the end. I'm going to go simpler. That'll do. Playing as the ghouls, one of the civs that is allegedly somewhat nerfed in Alpha 24, not the force it was previously. Although I've not played as the ghouls, I don't know quite how bad things are. They don't have archers, so that could be the biggest complaint. You're simpler, playing in red as the ghouls, rated 1243. Never seen the simpler play. We will find out how they play today. Moving on, in the blue, we have Zorro, with or without a mask, we don't know. Playing as the Seleucids, rated 1666. Great symmetry to their rating at the moment. It's probably different now. Seleucids, I believe they do they have archers at the beginning? I'm not sure, actually. They have javelineers, so perhaps Seleucids not quite as strong as some of the other civs that can make archers straight out of the CC. We'll find out how good Seleucids are. That's Zorro, blue Seleucids, 1666. Moving along again. In the yellow, we have Faction 2, who I'm pretty sure I've covered before, playing as the Iberians. What have the Iberians got? You could tell how often I don't play as the Iberians. They have swordsmen and javelineers as well. So no archers so far. An archer-free game. Interesting. So Faction 2, Iberians, rated 1378. And moving around, also playing as the Iberians in the green, Cobra Kai. Strike first and strike hard, but unlikely if you're the Iberians, I guess. Rated 1319. Cobra Kai, seen them a few times, not really focused on them much, but it'll be a good opportunity to see them today. Let's have a quick look at Team 2 in the south, starting with, in the purple, Eye Strike. No rating. And check this out, playing as the Ptolemies. I don't know if that was a random draw or a bad choice. Ptolemies, just about everybody agrees they are weaker in this alpha release. They too have got pikemen and slingers in phase 1. I think they have camel archers still. But they are very much nerfed. No more free houses. Looks like Eye Strike is still playing this as if it were an Alpha 23 game. Lots of houses going down early. But it will be interesting to see just how weak the Ptolemies are these days. And moving along, we have Ao in the light blue, also playing as Seleucids. So we have 2 Seleucids players facing off against each other. Ao, we've covered them before. In the cyan or light blue. No rating, but we know they're a good player. However, they have a bit of a curse. There is a curse of AO at the moment. I think whenever I've featured AO recently, it's not gone terrifically well for them. We'll see if today is different. Moving on, penultimate player, we have Brokeneat in the grey playing as the Iberians. Iberians very popular. I do wonder if it's the walls and to avoid raiding, possibly. I just realised we don't have a lot of civs that can make archers straight off the bat. I wonder if they're avoiding archers for competitive reasons. Because, well, we'll mention Brokeneat. Brokeneat Iberians in the grey, rating of 1520. So not the third highest rated player in the game, because the second highest rated player is here in the orange playing as the Britons, Killer K. That is quite a name, and we'll see if it carries a performance. Rated 1591, so it's Zorro up in the blue who's got the highest rating. Killer K. I know nothing about Killer K, just like I knew nothing about Breakneat and Eye Strike. So Team 2, apart from AO, are a bit of an unknown quantity to me. A couple of big hitters in terms of ratings, though, and AO on that team, and I have no idea what Eye Strike is like, but this will be interesting. Britons, I've played a little bit as the Britons. The slingers still work. They just aren't quite as effective as they used to be, especially if you come up against an archer civ. They are no longer as effective. What we'll do, we got the slower pace of Alpha 24. We will have time to look around and see what everybody is doing. You can see straight away, it looks like Cav is the order of the day here. So 5 of the light cavalry, raiding cavalry, been made by Killer K. See if we can get an idea of populations. Let's just see who's. Nobody's done any killing yet. We're gonna have a look at the summary. How many minutes in are we? We're nearly 5 minutes in. Let's have a look, see who is doing well with their units. So nothing in it for Team 1. Cobra Kai is 36. Faction 2, 35, 2 players on 29. Much higher average on Team 2. 41 for Brokeneat, 39 Killer K. Eye Strike and AO bringing up the rear. There were 31, so 34, 31 respectively. So slight, ever so slight numerical advantage possibly to Team 2 in the south. Let's see if we've got any points of confrontation happening here. We'll start with Simpler, who is, we'll see if we can focus on them. So population now of 40, line of houses, they're still clearing berries. No farmstead over here, which is interesting, but they have gone into farming. I don't know if Simpla's a newer player. Is this a raid or is this their cav? That's their cav. He's got a couple of cav hunting the muskox over here. And it's, yeah, it's a pretty standard opening. So we're seeing it's very hard to hit that, like 50 population by 5 minutes. Simpler is just missing it at the moment. Let's have a look at, I don't want to miss anything, so we'll open up. Just make sure there's going to be no conflict on the flanks. Looking down here in the purple, we have Eye Strike facing off against, I can't even pronounce, is it? I'm going Simpler, that's how I'm going to say it. It's such a why have a name like that in 0 AD? Never mind. Eye Strike. What can be done with the Ptolemies in Alpha 24? Most people I've spoken to say not a lot, which I'm not sure if that is fair. We will see just how good Eye Strike is with these revised costs for houses and the Ptolemies as a civ. What's he building at the moment? So barracks going. The berries are all gone. We have a farmstead. We have a farming upgrade. So certainly Eye Strike is striking ahead up to a population of 63, max population of 100. This one is a 300 population max, but the world is capped around 1200, I think. So somebody who gets there first will basically have the lion's share of the troops. And lots of movements going on over on this flank for Yasimpla. That is another barracks going down. Barracks aplenty, it's 2 of them. So he's going for 2 barracks. And at the moment, just the one here for Eye Strike. Let's have a look at the other flank and then we'll have a look, see what everybody is doing in the middle. Doesn't look like, I'm just going to check the summary, see if anybody has made a huge amount of cavalry. So AO and Brokney have made quite a bit of cavalry. Are we going to see rushes? So we'll have to look out on the map for any cavalry heading off. This mini map feels smaller. The one thing I would not have suggested in Alpha 24 was to make the mini-map even smaller, and I think that's exactly what they've done. Quite a lot of cavalry at the top here for Zorro. Let's have a look at the other flank and then we'll have a look at the cav producing guys in the middle. So Britain's down here, Killer K, population of 95, hitting that 100, doing absolutely brilliantly. What is the breakdown of his? I could see a lot of female citizens there. There's 20 of them there, and another 29 there. It still seems to be quite easy to boom with the Britons. They have not been slowed down or nerfed too much in that respect. Lots of houses, few idle women here. That is his designated house builders. They are doing nothing at the moment, but he must be getting close to pop max. Let's have a look at Killer K. Yeah, I think they're just popping up and making a house whenever one is needed. Interesting, we've got people standing around naked. People standing around naked here. People standing around not moving, stationary. Let's have a look. It's more houses. I'm going to keep an eye on the Brits. The Celtic civs in particular, they must be good at summer in this new alpha. Right, let's have a look at the guys in the middle. So in the blue, Zorro, what's his population like? Population again at that 100 mark as we're just hitting the 10 minutes. It seems to be easier to hit that mark. So Seleucids, not a civ that I played a huge amount with. We know somebody's phased up. Cobra Kai is phased up. We'll have a look at Cobra Kai in a sec. This all looks good. We've got barracks over here. So Zorro, on paper, our strongest player. Good balance of the troops there. Small cav as well. Maybe a little bit exposed on this flank, but production-wise, it's going well for them. Farming upgrades, are we seeing? Yeah, we're seeing most of the storehouse upgrades. We don't. What's that there? Is that another store? Their storehouses look very ornate. Yeah, but so far it is literally just spamming people out. He can go to phase 2, or he could briefly, but he started producing female citizens again. Let's have a look, see who has phased up. I'm looking for notifications over here. We know Cobra Kai has. So quite an expansive base here. So he's set up by Cobra Kai. Barracks on the outside. Markets down already. Tower going up just inside the city walls, giving a bit of extra firepower and using that market straight away. So Cobra Kai, how close are they to phase 3? Interesting, nobody's gone for that upgrade that I've seen for being, you know, shared vision. I wonder whether that is something you should get straight away or wait. I'm not sure. Maybe if you're rushing it'd be quite handy. All that Cobra Kai is lacking, it's 3 structures and rather a lot of stone and metal. We're seeing Eye Strike. Is it Eye Strike? Yeah, Eye Strike has also reached phase 2. Let's have a look. So Eye Strike, Ptolemy's going to be one of the more contentious choices of Civ. Seems to be doing the business. Let's have a look at the population. Population of 107, so doing absolutely good stuff. We're now seeing some phase 2 buildings. It's a blacksmith, so he's trying to strengthen them as fast as possible. We have not really looked at faction 2. Faction 2 is going to phase 2 now. Expanse over here, lots of javelineers there. And down this flank, what do we got here? More Javelineers. So Javelin's order of the day for Faction 2. Let's have a quick look at... This is Brokneat, who's got population, in fact, pop capped at 146. He's been going absolutely like a train. Slightly pop capped at the moment. Has phased up. We could see a market going up and a blacksmith shortly after. So it's interestingly poised. Let's have a look at AO, see where AO is. Anybody else phased up too? It looks like Zorro has as well. So... AO a little bit behind the pace in terms of phasing. He's about to go now. His population is... Oops, let's find him. This is so difficult. 120, so... Don't think there's been any killing yet. Let's have a look at the summary. So no units lost at all. Clear leader, clear leader there, two clear leaders, Brokneat and Killer K. So Brokneat as the Iberians, Killer K as the Britons. All of Team 1, I think this might be a little bit behind the pace possibly. Only Faction 2 Zorro. There's nothing in this really, is there? Between the lowest population listed here, the 99 of Yosimpa and the 141 of Killer K, it's about 40, which spread amongst them is next to nothing. So this is not bad going at all. We are 11 minutes and 30 seconds in, and I get the feeling this is going to be there's going to be some rushing here surely. How much cavalry has a build up? Is that the lot of it? Is that 14? Can't tell, that's 14 or 11 on the background there. Let's have a look at the summary. Cavalry, is that right? 38. Holy cow. So somewhere AO has got more cavalry. Let's just make sure they aren't attacking someone at the moment. Where are they all?
DSD?
That's 17. Are they raiding someone? Nobody appears to be panicking and being raided, so I don't think they are. Let's have a look at it from... as we see Simple has finally reached the town phase. Let's have a look at it from AU's perspective. AU has reached the town phase as well. So, yes indeed, we have two flanks. We have three horses over there from AU. And 17 here, and apparently there are another load somewhere. There they are. They've just been instructed. They're down there, so there's a whole other load down there. Where are these guys going? Let's look at this overall. Are they hunting some more, or are they scouting in a big party? This far and away is the biggest cav in the game at the moment. Where are they heading to? It's so hard without a live score, you know, a live population count, to know where you should be looking. You see somebody booming, you know, keep an eye on them because they're probably going to attack people first. And you see somebody stagnating, you know, they're probably going to be attacked. They're all converging here now. How many horses are we talking?
DSD?
We are talking 46 cav here. What type of cav are they? They are militia cavalry.
DSD? DSD?
Where are they going to go? They look like they are shaping... Oh, there's more?
DSD?
So there's more coming in. Are they going to go in on Simpler? You would think so. Looks like a sitting target at the moment, and why not? It's on this flank. Just looking to see... I think some people are going to be phasing up to 3, so Cobra Kai can't be far off it. Oh dear me.
DSD?
So 30 infantry javelineers here.
DSD? DSD?
And another 30 here. So they're going to run straight into infantry. They decide not to go straight in. Are they now instead going to go in on Zorro? I mean, the game is up for them, really. They've been spotted, so no stealth going to be happening here. Looks like they are making straight for the fields of Zorro. Are they moving around through the trees again? The infantry, they are building a temple. Surprising, you would hope that they've warned Zorro what's coming his way. Is Zorro aware of them? Let's have a look. Zorro blissfully unaware of them, unfortunately. So where are they going to go? Where are they going to head to? They just seem to be edging their way around the base. I'm trying to desperately keep an eye, see if anybody else has expanded. There is movements of horses there, but this is the place to be looking at. They have found some easy targets over here. It's 3 cav units. They leg it. You would have to say that Zorro must be aware of this now. He knows there are some horses there. I don't think he's got anything like the vision on this to know exactly how many there are. Has he got the vision upgrade? He has. So he presumably might have seen them. Simpler didn't get it, but... absolutely, Zorro did. I think he is going to lose a storehouse. No, it's a farmstead. Is it his only farmstead? He must have other ones elsewhere. Yeah, he's got another one. Yeah, he's got another one there. So it's a small victory. No serious casualties yet, although he's going to lose horses here. There goes one. This one is clinging on. You can't dance anymore. That don't get you very far. Target practice. There he goes. And now coming in for the fields. No, he's got most of the women inside, so he's caused Zorro to slow down. This is so difficult without a live feed on how everybody is doing. I am just guessing at the moment. It really is bizarre. And we're now seeing, oh dear, it's a group of 17 unprotected women. They are going to be cannon fodder. I don't understand this from Simpler. He knew there were shed loads of horses marauding around this area of the map. What on earth was going on there? I'm not seeing any other confrontation. There's some confrontation. So Cobra Kai has totally phased up to phase 3, and he's gone for a pretty hefty assault here on Killer K, the orange player, playing as the Britons. Killer K's got a fortress up. Can't see. Is that the British Siege Workshop? It is. There are rams coming. He's, yeah, I'm not sure how he's going to repel this. Has he got any sword cav?
ESD.
What are these? These are cavalry javeliniers. Got nothing here to stop rams. And support from Faction 2 coming in. We are just over the 15-minute mark. I'm just going to quickly nip back and see how this is going. It looks like AO is totally decimating Simpler just does not know how to deal with this. He's sending a load of infantry in now, and the horses are scattering. Let's get back to this major assault. So the Rams have taken care of the fortress. They are now moving on to a temple. There is a tower that's ungarrisoned. They knew they could capture it. We have a combined force of Faction 2 and Cobra Kai coming in on Killer K. Try saying that after about 15 pints of beer. And there is support from Brokney. Brokney is sending in Javelineers, lots of Javelineers. Okay, what is attacking here? I think we're actually going to have an archer-free game. For all this talk of how overpowered archers are, it appears everybody has avoided civs with archers. This is the Siege Workshop going down. Are they going to turn their attention to the CC? Let's check the population. Must have taken a hammer in. Yeah, it's down to 121. Cobra Kai, who's just over the border, is 124. So it hasn't made a phenomenal difference to the two of them. But attacked by two armies, but being supported by another army. Just going to see what is going on here. Looks like we have an advance from Ice Strike.
ESD.
We have. It's pikemen and slingers coming in on whatever is left of Simpler. What is the population of Simpler? They still being attacked and hassled by Still being attacked and hassled by AO. What is Simpla's population? Because his economy looks wrecked. Yep, Simpler is down to under 100. AO himself, 135. I think we'll flick back to the main battle. We have... Oh, they've just marched straight in there. Look at this. Ice Strike has just wandered straight into Yasimpla's base and is now facing them head on. It's mostly pikemen and slingers supporting, playing against predominantly slingers and women there. That's not good. Let's have a look how this attack has gone. CC has gone for Killer K. Killer K is in a world of pain, and you'd have to say it's not looking good for them. Population still over 100 for Killer K, so he's done quite well to survive, but has he got resources to build another CC? Not at the moment. It would need some help from one of the colleagues. Where have all of Brokeneat's troops gone? Have they been... they're still there. There's only a small contingent of them left, but they are all promoted troops, so they are going to be pretty lethal. We have got... It's Killer K's cavalry are leading a fight back. The women are trying to escape. They're being picked off by infantry javelineers of Cobra Kai, and we've still got infantry from Faction 2 causing tremendous problems here. We've not seen really anything of Zorro yet in an offensive capacity. We are now. So it's got Siege out. It's obviously got the Siege Workshop. There it is. That looks like a proper Siege Workshop, definitely. And there is still this big concentration of cavalry of AUs, but we are seeing expansion from Zorro's putting down the military colony. It's got a siege tower, hopefully coming to bolster this flank of Yasimpla, who does look like the weak link in terms of play at the moment. What's his population like? It's under 100 still. How is Killer K getting on at the moment? More Rams coming in for Cobra Kai. It is a struggle, isn't it? There's no sign. Where have they gone? The women must have retreated somewhere. Have they all been slaughtered? What is Killer K's remaining population like at the moment? They're trying to build that new CC. It's 35 women. They're having to scatter because they're gonna get wiped out. They're going to try and go in and stop these Rams, 3 of them. There is a bit of sword cav. There goes that plan for a CC. What is his population like? It's down to 79. Killer K is officially in lots and lots of trouble. More reinforcements for Brokeneat. So this is slowing down Brokeneat's own development. He's having to give a lot of his resources to keep Faction 2 and Cobra Kai at bay. We are seeing infantry coming in mostly from Faction 2 and the siege coming in from Cobra Kai. It's a good coordinated effort. Has yet Faction 2 got a siege workshop? I can't find it just yet. Could well be that Faction 2 is just the infantry producing partner in this little partnership they've got going on, and it seems to be working quite well thus far, you have to say. That is another barracks going down. Oh my word. 3 siege workshops. No wonder Cobra Kai has been so productive. Nothing coming out of them at the moment. So focusing on microing this battle. It's a nice diamond of infantry there from Faction 2. The women have finally got the CC back up. That's the second attempt after the previous one was cruelly thwarted by the Rams, but they've built it. So for the time being, Killer K has a base at least. There are
Yes,
masses and masses of yellow troops coming in. They're facing organised resistance from Brokeneat and from Killer K. How is the battle over this side going? So we have Rams of Eye Strike coming in on the expansion of Zorro. Zorro has got the towers here, but it looks like it's mostly ranged troops. They're not stopping this fortress is coming down. It's got nothing there. It's got one ram of his own. We've got a champion elephant coming in as well. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. It's one of the Ptolemy ones. I've got to say, considering that the Ptolemies don't look too bad on the strength of this, he's got to phase 3 pretty quick, has got to siege pretty quick, and it looks like Zorro's expansion is gonna fall flat on his face, which is bad news for him. What is Ao doing? He's been slightly anonymous since all that. Oh no, there they are. There's a huge load of cavalry. How much cavalry is that?
Yeah, Steve.
It's nearly 60 cavalry. Hassling and Harrison Zorro back at his base. You could see possibly this could be a coordinated thing. While Eye Strike is hassling with Siege's expansion, he's getting no respite. He's having to micro so much of this action here from this aggression from Ao. He's just going in, testing the borders and retreating. The big ass battle going on over here as the Rams are circling again. There's 4 of them. More infantry coming in. What is the population of Killer K now? He's held it steady, round about 70 odd. Without Brokeneat, he would be absolutely knackered. It's fair to say there is reinforcements arriving, but this is quite attritional. They're having to drop back, send healthy troops in. Is there anything that can stop these 4 Rams? They've stopped for a minute. I'm surprised they didn't just press on. I don't understand now. They all focus and they're coming in for another CC. I think Killer K is going to lose, what would you count it? The second one wasn't built yet, so I suppose 2.5 CCs have been lost. All the women pile in. Are they going to be effective at stopping? Are they going to stop 1 ram? There are 3 of them. I don't know. We've got Javelineers, but I mean they're next to useless. We have Alpha 24's unique soundscape of people hitting sticks together. It looks like bamboo canes. There goes another CC for the loss of, at the moment, looks like it's going to be for the loss of 2 of those Rams. Out comes some chunky cavalry, but they are too late. Too late, far too late. But we do have support. They were slightly disguised in there. Cobra got lots of infantry, and I think this could be the end for Killer K. He's lost half his population in that assault. I think Killer K has got to really retreat from here, put a CC down here where it's easier to defend, and somehow try and stop this march. So the Britons looking definitely weaker. Remarkably, part of this expansion by Zorro has survived, does it? No, it's been totally wiped out. So Zorro has been forced back. He has been given a few minutes respite from Ao, I think. I don't know who Ao is attacking at the moment. I find it hard to believe he's not attacking someone. Yosimpla's still there, but I don't know how long he's going to be there. There's a small amount of Zorro's cavalry there as a much more substantial force. And by Eye Strike is just hovering on the borders there, just waiting to make that push. They are waiting for Rams, and they are waiting for a catapult and lots more camel archers. So they're getting in place. There is going to be a big ass battle here. A battle still ongoing over this side. Is there another CC going up? There are pockets of of Killer K's population left. How many is he down to? He's got it back up to 50, so he's not dead, but I don't think he's got a CC, and I don't quite know where they've all gone. Are they heading towards the middle? Keep seeing orange things on the map that are just shading on the map. The mini-map is definitely harder to see, which is a shame, as more of Killer K's infrastructure gets flattened. So early advantage in this game. I say early, we're 25 minutes in, there's still a long way to go. But Simpler is holding out here. I thought Simpler was going to get knocked over quite early. Got to admit, in all fairness, Simpler has held the line, but it's not looking good. That is, I'm not even sure what building that is. What it does, it's somewhere where they can make heroes. Okay, they haven't made any heroes.
Yeah, see?
They are holding steady. I think they are repelling this, to be honest. They seem to be cancelling each other out. Zorro is able to support. That is where Ayo's got to. He has decided that Cobra Kai has become too strong. He's now hastily putting, but he's going to lose at least he's lost 2 of his siege workshops. This one looks like it could be coming down as well. Are they going for capture? Yeah, they are. He's going to have to destroy that too, because it will get captured incredibly quickly. And the horses now decide to kick in an attack, and they are pretty effective as it is. Let's have a quick look. We won't be able to see live populations, because that isn't a stat that Zero AD has ever thought would be useful to have, but never mind. Just saying. Let's see how many people have actually been killed. So, yeah, in terms of troops lost, well, top killer, Far and Away Faction 2, followed by Cobra Kai, who has trashed shed loads of buildings as well. So, yeah, building destroyer extraordinaire, although your Simpler's done quite well with this. Looking at Team 2, so there are some quite hefty killers there too. So 250 victims there for a broken knee, although it was taken at quite a loss. Killer K did kill his fair share, but has taken heavy losses. Eye Strike has not been that effective. He is in deficit in terms of losses. Ayo probably, if we look at the old kill-death ratio, far and away the most effective. So Faction 2 and Broken Knee been cancelling each other out somewhat. Pretty much at Killer K's expense. On this side, your Simplers looked weak. Zorro, not seen him as a big fighting force. It's looking like Ayo and Faction 2, possibly supported by Cobra Kai, could be... That's the partnership you want to break up. This is the guy you don't want to mess with right now. Let's go back and see how we're doing. So Cobra Kai is currently doing just that. He is being messed with effectively. So there goes his ability to make siege. So Cobra Kai has a lot to think about here. Has he lost population as a result? 134. Ayo's got a grand total of 148. So yeah, that has equalised things up a bit. I thought it was quite an advantage knocking over Killer K. Killer K is still existing in some sort of way. Has he gone or no? I think he's built a CC somewhere. His territory expanded. There it is. They built another CC, which is immediately going to get hassled by all these people from Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is spreading out, looking to build siege workshops right here, possibly in plain sight of the of Killer K. Not the smartest move, but you certainly don't want to build them over here. And has decided no, he's bringing all his forces to bear on Cobra Kai. He is getting it with both barrels at the moment. What is Faction 2 doing? Is Faction 2 just consolidating? Faction 2, population of 110, so sort of consolidating. On the other side, Brankney is doing quite well population-wise, so not in any danger. Everything's getting a bit less responsive now as we get populations going up. Game slows almost, so we're starting to see the dreaded lag. So somebody somewhere has hit a population max. Yeah, I was warned about this. I thought the cap would probably stop it, but the game is now starting to run painfully slow. Let's see if we can go to a different part of the map. Is it running any better there? Yeah, this is a big cavalry coming in here for Zorro. What is the population? Zorro is at 150. That's his pop max. And over this side we have your Simpler, who is pretty close as well. So suddenly these guys look quite strong. What has been going on here with Eye Strike? He seems to have sort of tailed off a bit. Lots of catapults. I do love the new designs, the catapults and the animations. They are wicked. A lot of stationary stuff. It's like they're waiting for an attack. They're not going to fend off an attack from two armies, especially not with allegedly the weakest civ. What is the population? Eye Strike is not matching the population of either of them. May come to upgrades. Let's see if we can find the Ptolemy blacksmith. He's got sword upgrades but no shield upgrades. We may have the first ones for shields. Interesting. What upgrades has your Simpler got? Has he got a blacksmith? I'm no good at finding the the Gaul blacksmith. Is that it? No. That's a storehouse. Answers on a postcard. What does a Gaul blacksmith look like? He's got stables, but not much else. I don't think Simpler's got any military upgrades. Let us have a look, see what Zorro's got. He must have. I'm looking for a small building with smoke coming out of it that will tell me it's a blacksmith. I'm seeing farms. I'm sure he was building a blacksmith earlier on. Looks like it's all barracks. Difficult. So this is another reason I missed the spec mod. You could see the technologies being being researched. Large theatron being built at the back there. So no, people don't seem to have gone in for upgrades in this one. Interesting. And a bit of a stalemate. Walls going up over here. I don't know if that's going to stop anything. What we need is some siege. And we've not got a lot of siege coming out of anywhere at the moment. He's building a fortress. Is there a siege workshop? Doesn't look like Simpler's gone in for a siege workshop at all. Which is really strange. So they're going to fight each other to a bit of a stalemate over here. They're certainly not going to get too close to Eye Strike with those catapults. He is putting up walls, although I don't think he'll have time to wall himself in entirely. And would you really want to do that? How's the conflict going over here? AO is certainly leveling things up. And we actually have a counter strike. We have Brokney with large amounts of infantry and rams, and we have a fortress being built on the edge here to try and take down this expansion by Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai left very much on his own. There is a huge amount of troops piling up here from faction 2, but they are not going south. They are staying up there for the time being. Don't think they're going to come to Cobra Kai's rescue at this point. 4 rams going in on the fortress, and it's a combined effort. Fair play to Killer K, still going and has managed to spam out some rams as well. So a coordinated 3-pronged attack all going in on Cobra Kai, who must be wondering what he ever did to deserve this. What he did was he attacked down this end. I don't know if you could see in the background, I could see a yellow flash here of a hugely amassed army. That is a huge army coming in. It's 72 Javelineers, 31 Spearmen. I think they are going to arrive slightly too late. because they are trying to kick Cobra Kai's ass here, and they're arriving in dribs and drabs. Could have done with them arriving in a block, could have done with them arriving approximately 5 minutes ago, but they're here now. And is it too late to make a difference? A couple of the rams have been destroyed, but they are still laying into this CC. No, this is the fortress. It was the CC that's been knocked down. It's not looking good for Cobra Kai, although they could be a stay of execution. I would leave the rams in. Oh no, it's ram fighting ram. They've got identical rams. So we've still got another 2 rams to come in. They wouldn't need too many hits to take this down. There is 1 ram coming out that is taking down the other rams as it goes, as the big ass armies over here collide. It's the cavalry of AO with a very strong hero, versus this massed infantry of faction 2. I thought Broke Meat was just going to clear off. Looked like he didn't fancy it, but he's come back in to support, and they need them. But Cobra Kai has turned this around. He has turned defense into attack, and he has launched his 3 rams at Killer K again, who actually could be on the verge of losing yet another CC. I think they're going to work their way through houses. I think there's too many of AU's cavalry over there. He doesn't really know what kind of cavalry they are. They're all pretty sick, but they could probably take care of the rams.
Yeah, see?
So somehow this CC still lives and it's being repaired. We have another siege workshop going up to replace the ones that have been lost, and all of a sudden this is looking a bit more secure again. AO is bringing more horses in. Broke Meat's hanging around. What's happening on the other side? The stalemate continues. So is this... I don't know if this is effective. They're just going to cancel each other out. AO is obviously getting involved in holding this flank. You'd think Zorro and Yasimpla could amass enough forces to come in here and knock one player over. He's got a crescent of walls here. He's got a solid line of houses, but they are being attacked from this side with a single ram. It's coming through and it's going to be on the CC. Is it going to go through the gap, or is he microing this? I'm not sure. He's going to take out his market, so that is actually quite a smart move. It is not looking too good strategically for Ice Strike, and the troops are fighting here, but I think they're being decimated. There is, oh dear, that is not good. Yeah, Zorro I think has got this now. He's got a weight of numbers. I think he's absolutely got this. Not much in the way of siege, but certainly a lot of infantry, so proper infantry battle. They're staying well away from the siege engines over here. There are rams, but they can't get anywhere near anything else. Let's see how this battle's going over here. CC's still here for Killer K. Let's have a very quick look at, well, we can't see live populations. Let's look at the essential protagonists down here. Cobra Kai, population of 140. Killer K, 120. Done ever so well to come back from losing that many CCs, to be honest with you. Broke Meat's near pop max at 148. And Faction 2 has let his population slip a bit, 120. So interesting. We also have a look at AU. I bet AU's right near the top, 134. So yeah, there's still nothing in it. You'd say they are in somewhat of a stalemate. I did fear for Cobra Kai. He did hold out for long enough, and he did get supported by Faction 2, so that was good teamwork. It's taking 3 of them here. It is taking Killer K, Broke Meat, and support from AU to keep Cobra Kai and Faction 2 out. This is where the weakness is, I think, though. If have they come through? What happened to that ram that was threatening to kill everything? I can hear it. It's on the CC now. It is being poked and prodded, and it's not going to take that CC down. They've lost half a CC, which I'm sure they will repair straight away. So getting in here, you would have to be a pretty concerted attack. This could be it mobilizing now. I think they've been very conservative, Yusimpla and Zorro. Zorro especially. I was expecting him to be a bit more gung-ho and a bit more aggressive. Things are starting to come in range of the catapults now. You will find out just how effective catapults are in Alpha 24. I don't know how effective they are against rams. They're firing at this ram, but I've seen, I don't know, that one hit it. Maybe it's the quality of the shot. It took about a quarter of the ram's hit points there in one shot, and that's down below half. So they are still pretty effective against rams, but still very slow to move. Let's have a look. Anything coming in on this flank? No, they're not going to get caught by that again. It just looks like Eye Strike is just making troops waiting for the invasion, and Zorro is pulling up all of the troops he can. They're making pretty patterns, not seeing much in the way of siege. There is I think he's hit pot max. He needs to probably kill some people off, possibly, but we are seeing a large concentration of troops go in here with a hero. It's partly horse archers. We've got military, militia cavalry. We have javelineers, and we have spearmen. They move backwards, they move forwards. Now they're moving forwards again. They're moving in a neat formation. It looks very pretty. They're being blown up by catapults, so I'm not sure how well this is going. They need to push through, so they do need siege. Is Yusimpla going to provide siege from this flank? Something tells me he's not. I can't really see many signs of life from Yusimpla. He is upgrading his rams, but not producing any. So yeah, if he's expecting a golden attack from this flank with masses of rams, it ain't coming anytime soon. What have we got coming out the Siege Workshop here? Still one catapult maxed at the moment, so waiting for people to die. Nobody's actually effectively killing the opposition. Hearing a few horses, camels being killed here and there. They're inside the walls at least. Some infantry have come in. Looks very hard to absolutely swamp an opponent. I don't know if this is Zorro just being massively cautious, overcautious, or downright cowardly and not pushing through. You don't want to get wiped out, I guess. He is trying to take out all of these catapults. He's doing so very effectively. They don't seem to be getting fired upon, so this is interesting. Have they made it, or have they been killed? They've been largely killed. The hero went in and chopped them all up. Gonna have to rethink this, aren't you? The catapults are firing upon. So there is a catapult. Finally, we have one catapult from Zorro. This side of the map is moving at an absolute snail's pace, it has to be said. What is AO doing? Is he building up infantry anywhere, or is it all cav for him? Looks like it's still all cav. Big concentration of troops being moved in from Faction 2. He's provided another big army to try and finally finish off this side of it again. It looks like Killer K has lost another CC. I have lost count how many CC. We were looking at what was not happening over the other side, and this does not look good. Although Brokney has spread forward and has sort of held this territory, Killer K's rams have, Cobra K's rams have obviously come in and smashed up this again. It's got a small contingent coming over here. AO has held back from trying to help out here. He is on the move. I think he's possibly going back to trying to cripple Zorro. Zorro is threatening to break through these defenses, albeit very slowly. But I think he's going to have AO trouble very soon. I'm assuming AO might be going around to try and mess up. Oh, look at this. Whoa, that is quite a construction. That, my goodness, that is a hell of a construction that Zorro has put together there. Have you ever seen anything like it? Walls definitely seem to be more effective in Alpha 24. They look pretty. Don't think I could ever remember seeing Seleucids build much in the way of walls before. You're going to think twice about charging that. What do we got? Wooden fences over here. This is a bit more genteel from Faction 2. Everybody just seems to be more scared about getting attacked. So walls over here, although we have one red ram coming. Is he making one ram at a time? One ram at a time is not going to get through, although it is probably going to knock this wall down. It's not going to live very long after. Is this wall coming down? We are seeing catapult fire. We are seeing a concentration and a bit of an assault now from Zorro. Where did AO go in the end? Has he gone to hassle faction too? No, this is still hassling Zorro just outside his base, trying to capture. They're going for a capture on his military colony, and they're going to get it as well. There's nothing Zorro can do about that. He decides to destroy it. So Zorro is losing his infrastructure in his expansion again whilst he's trying to push through. They've made a breakthrough. They've knocked down 2 walls. Is Yasimpla going to commit any troops to helping out here? I see some corpses, so there has been some battling going on. But most of the evidence of the attack here all seems to be with Zorro finally putting his foot down and attacking Eye Strike properly. However, AO has split his forces. He is still marauding over here and attacking Yasimpla. Yasimpla, you would have to say, could potentially be an easy target. We have lots of female citizens out and about. We have infantry, but they're being picked off and they're being decimated. So AO is trying to change the nature of the battle over this side. So big gaping holes in these defences. They are capturing these temples. They haven't got the fortress. They haven't got the siege workshop, and they are closing in gradually. This is a base under siege. Quite literally, they are threatening. It's like reminds me of Stalingrad here. This is not good. There goes the fortress. So a handful of catapults outside make light work of the fortress. They are gradually killing off. Eye Strike. He is in big trouble. Where is IO? What's he doing? IO is making life hell for Yasimpla, and we have a big cavalry battle about to happen here. So an enormous amount of cavalry for Zorro, and an equally big amount of cavalry here for AO, who are probably ranked higher. So I fancy AO to win this. Let's just see what's happened down here. Have we got... No, we haven't got a CC back yet for Killer K as they get number... Oh, yes, we have. Yes, we have. He's built it again. And is... Oh, the Rams are coming in again. This could be the final one. I don't think Killer K is going to come back another time from this. I know he's got Brokeneat near him. Brokeneat is sending troops. Brokeneat seems to have been weakened purely by the fact that he's been contributing to this attack here and is not really... Has he produced much? Has he got siege of his own? Is there anything coming out? There's nothing coming out of the major producing buildings. There is infantry. How's this going? It's been a clinical exercise so far from Zorro. Slow but steady. He's sending his catapults around. They are going to start shelling this CC. Are we seeing anything from Yasimpla, or is he still being antagonized by AO? Although it looks like Zorro's managed to hold them off. So it's come to a bit of a stalemate here. Here is where the next player is going to be in trouble. What is the population of Yasimpla? Simpla's still at pot max, so he has got a big army. Although I don't know where the hell they are. They don't seem to be fighting at front line. Where are they? Are they all hiding? There's 17 women in the CC. There is 26 people there. Is there more infantry back here?
Yeah, see?
They're all cutting wood. These are all women, so that's not his fighting force. Has he messed up and basically left himself with a fight? Oh, we've got attacking here. So he is getting involved at the sharp end. They are throwing stones at the CC, and I don't think Ice Strike's got anything left to defend this. Eventually, especially, I know he's got camel archers. That isn't going to stop the ram. Is he sending the ram? That's his ram he's chasing away. Why are they not laying into the CC? I don't understand that. They are chasing a ram away and probably taking fire from. There's nobody in the CC, so it's not going to be delivering fire. This is the most kind of uncoordinated invasion I think I've ever seen. I know it is hard in Alpha 24. More troops coming in from here, but they're certainly making hard work of it. They've knocked down, what, 4, 5, 6 CCs over this side. And they haven't managed one on this, so who knows? It's not like they're fighting Iberians or anything, is it? It's weird. Speaking of Iberians, here comes Cobra K and Faction 2 to try and finally finish off Killer K. Killer K, no CC at the moment, existing in this bubble. Population, which has been down stupidly low before, back down again, 48. This time, I cannot see them coming back, but they might, because Brokney has come in again. So it's been forwards and backwards, but you would have to say that Team 1 have had the advantage on this side, apart from the short amount of time that AU came over and rebalanced things. AU doing the whole cavalry general side of things. He's got catapults, so he's going to get catapults supporting him. Is this a desperate play too late? Should he have been more active? Has he been helping the right side? Don't know. He hasn't really supported Ice Strike at all, because Ice Strike has just been bulldozed here, although they're taking their sweet time about it. Catapults are finally firing belatedly. They're not firing at the CC at the moment. The CC is half destroyed, so there is shots coming in. Now there we go. This CC is going down. What is the population of Ice Strike? Ice Strike's 48. So Ice Strike is in trouble. Team 2 are about to lose 2 of their players. It's basically Brokney and AU versus everybody else. So yeah, the teams on the flanks have been put under pressure. AU did support this side. He's offered next to no support on this side, and it's no surprise to me that this is a flank that's fallen over. Are they going for a capture? Yeah, they've got the capture. So that is bad news. That's quite sneaky. Ice Strike says, "You're not having my base," and takes it down with his ram. Knocking over your own house. It's not your own house anymore, but if you can't have it, no one can. So it's been wiped out, but it's it's a bit of an empty gesture. I'm expecting resignations. I'm expecting resignations from Killer K down to a population of 8. He is finished. Absolutely slaughtered. I am expecting resignations any second now. Also from Ice Strike, who is as good as finished. Where is he? What has he been doing for the last 20 minutes? He's built a military colony here. He's brought some catapults up. I don't know. He's generated a lot of cav. Most of the... Oh, we got resignations. There we go. Oh, that's it. That came to an end really quickly. Looks like Eye Strike and Killer K resigned. Broke Neat thought, I've had enough of this, and then IO took the towel in after. Very interesting. I would say Team 1 had the advantage all the way. It took 3 of them to fight Cobra Kai and Faction 2 off, and AO definitely made a difference on that side. He then abandoned that side and started picking on Zorro again, by which time Zorro was too strong. So AO very much playing his own game, not a team game. Seems to help out where he thinks it suits him. Interesting. I don't know whether he just wasn't being communicated to very well by his colleagues, but clear winners for me, Team 1. I think they had Yasimpla, who was evidently a slightly more inexperienced player. That's reflected in the scores, the lowest scorer in the game. But they also had in Faction 2, in Zorro, and in Cobra Kai, 3 big scorers there. Broke Neat scored a ridiculous amount of points, but it was all rearguard action. It was all protecting Killer K. Killer K was put under the cosh by Cobra Kai almost immediately. And everything that Broke Neat achieved, it was in defense of Killer K and holding his position. Killer K did incredibly well to live as long as he did, but in the end, as soon as he went, and Eye Strike, who was something of nothing in this game, it has to be said, the Ptolemies, he seemed to stop expanding partway through and didn't have the will or the firepower. He ended up taking on 2 different factions. He probably could have knocked Yasimpla over, but Zorro was numerous. Zorro took forever to push down and kill off Eye Strike, but when he did, he made sure he killed him properly, and he did not succumb to the pressure and the harassment from AU. So let's have a look who killed what, or let's have a look at the old kill-death ratio. So in the end, that push at the end gave Zorro the kill-death ratio, finally. So there is something to be said for that patient approach. He outscored AU completely there and killed more people. Did he actually kill more people? I'm not sure whether he was the top killer. Faction 2, far and away the biggest slaughtered murderer there was. 717 killed. So that is ridiculous. Okay. Interesting. Let's have a look across the scores. So comprehensive win for Team 1. Yeah, they outscored them largely on everything. Not huge amounts of exploration or economy there, but military wise, totally. Oh, I have to excuse me. I am knackered now after that. Without all of the mods to look at, it is really tiring having to keep track of what's going on. Fair to say, Team 1 were victorious. We have a look who did what in terms of raising their population, who struck ahead. All much of a muchness, not a huge gap there. Come the end, Faction 2's production was pretty legendary. Gotta say, Killer K, the amount of comebacks and how they kept producing to stay in that game, that was really quite impressive. Let's have a look at who we think should be player of the day. I think it's going to go to... Well, I think it's going to be a split, really, between Zorro, Faction 2 and Cobra Kai. Those 3 were instrumental in beating the opponents. So I am giving it as a 3-way split. Yasimpla didn't really get involved a huge amount, did defend, was there, is on the winning team, but was nowhere near as experienced and accomplished as these 3. If I had to pick an overall winner, I'd probably have to pick Faction 2 just for the solidity of their play. They kept producing armies when it was needed. Cobra Kai, very aggressive, knocked over... How many CCs did he knock over in the end? He knocked over 4 of them. Yeah, so Killer K lost 4 CCs. I wonder if that's a record. Overall, though, congratulations to Team 1, commiserations Team 2. Cobra Kai, indeed, it was that submitted this game. Enjoyable game it was. I'm still getting to grips with the pace of Alpha 24. I think it could have been a faster game. I think it would have been over 10 minutes, 15 minutes earlier in Alpha 23. Whether that is a good thing or a bad thing, I leave it up to you. Is the sense of drama there? We are seeing the big battles. It does feel like it was a long game, but it was a 4v4 on a large map. We will have to try some others. We'll maybe try some 2v2s, 3v3s, and smaller maps as well. See if that produces drama. I'm still on the fence with it. I did enjoy doing it. Glad I did it. Missing the mods, but hoping for better games. Better games that I can commentate on with the mods soon. This was a tidy match, and I think the team that worked together best won it. Congratulations to Team 1. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to be notified of future episodes. If you'd like one of your matches featured on the show, see the video description of how you can submit your replays. And if you can't wait for the next episode, then why not check out these playlists in the end titles for more replays, commentary, and tutorials on 0AD Newbie Rush. I'll see you in the next video.